Yeah, that's what brain use and stuff, yeah.
Cholesterol. Narrated by Jesse Levine.
Well, good evening, everyone. I have some very, very unfortunate news. News that I don't think anyone has really been wanting to hear for an extremely long amount of time. Sometimes we wonder what really is good news anymore, because there's so much news that we just constantly see bad news and we're like, oh my god, there's bad news. Oh my god. And then we're like, oh man, that's some news all right there. News. And as they say in the business, there is new. Yeah, but I mean, I think you get the idea. I have some very, 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 very unpleasant news. And this is the recent issue with Plants vs. Zombies, is that no one gave a shit about the $20 copy of, like, PVZ replanted, because, I mean, it's poo. But I think there are a couple of things that we can look at this. One, there is still a $5 version of Plants vs. Zombies that is purchasable. And, you know, it's very good. And the second thing is, with this recent piss show coming right before Plants vs. Zombies 3, I would like to make a pitch to EA, because I really think I can make some big changes coming here.
A lot of them.
And I really think that it will be extremely good for PVZ and EA as a whole, especially coming after the big Saudi purchase. I literally spoke with the Saudis. I'm great friends with the Saudis, as evident by that skull right there. They love me. They think I'm one of the best people ever. Like, we play Fortnite together. Except we don't really. We kind of stopped doing that after the incident. But, it's like we still, like, see each other on CSGO sometimes. And it's like, it's, like, cool and whatnot. I mean, that's just kind of like the business. But, big kicker here. We'd start talking about what to do about EA, and then Plants vs. Zombies came up. And I said, Mr. Saudi Prince guy, what do you think is actually one of the best decisions? And then, suddenly, and without warning, he said, you should take care of Plants vs. Zombies. And I said, me take care of Plants vs. Zombies? And he was like, yeah, you should take care of Plants vs. Zombies. And I was just so unbelievably confused. I was like, I wasn't ready for that responsibility. And then he got in real close to me and whispered, yes. And I felt very uncomfortable in that moment after he touched my thigh. But here's the thing. It gave me the confidence to start talking to EA, and I sent them a long list of demands. Not necessarily demands, but more like, think of like a resume almost. It's like I put out like a big resume for them to actually go over and review, and I sent them, one, I should own Plants vs. Zombies. I will do great things for EA if I am the one in control of Plants vs. Zombies. The first thing on the to-do list is, one, I will make sure that Plants vs. Zombies is walked, fed, and given water at appropriate times. I will make sure that they go to bed on time. That one is very important. I will make sure that their nutritional diet is very good and that they actually get to school on time. And I think this is actually something very important and valuable to me, is that I really care about the well-being of Plants vs. Zombies. As you can see, they've been starving for like decades now. Like, they have evident signs of malnutrition, not even just the zombies, like the plants too. They're very, very neglectful. I will not neglect Plants vs. Zombies. I will take care of them very much. I'll even give them a collar with their own name on it, just to show how much I care for them. And I will give them seasonal outfits that they will hate, but they will learn to appreciate later, because they actually have no choice in wearing seasonal outfits. Now, the second list of things that I will do to help improve Plants vs. Zombies is, one, I will turn Plants vs. Zombies 3 into, actually, a giant pumpkin. And inside of this pumpkin, what there's going to be is a big smiley face and a couple of eyes carved out. Now, how does this really benefit Plants vs. Zombies 3? Now, people are like, I don't really care for Plants vs. Zombies 3. Like, I could be doing something else. If it's inside a pumpkin, they're going to really appreciate the time and effort that went into making it into a pumpkin, because it really shows the evolution of gameplay that Plants vs. Zombies has really went through. Not just in the FPS genre, where they were like, you know what, let's make the zombies and plants shoot each other, but instead of on the actual like tower defense side, pumpkins really emphasize better gameplay, and putting a pumpkin there and putting the game inside of the pumpkin is really going to emphasize why Plants vs. Zombies would be really good for me, because I will put it into the pumpkin when EA has ran out of pumpkins. I own a pumpkin patch, by the way. I grow my own pumpkins personally. So they're very, very good quality pumpkins. I'll let you know. Like, these aren't stinky, poopy, trash pumpkins you're going to find out on the side of the road. No, these are grade A quality pumpkins. They come with the entirety of the pumpkin, including both the pumpkin, and that is what is included with the pumpkin. Now, some people might be wondering, is a pumpkin really justification for getting PVZ 3? Now, let me tell you this. Have you ever played a game inside of a pumpkin? Yeah, that's what I thought, you idiot. Yeah, the pumpkin is revolutionary. And now the third and sort of final reason as to why Plants vs. Zombies would be an excellent game to be held in my care is because I will switch to an all-meat diet to make sure no plant will ever get harmed in the making of Plants vs. Zombies 3. If there are many more plants, what you're going to see in Plants vs. Zombies 3 is a essentially revolution of plants. It will be something beyond that you have ever seen before. In fact, it will be so glorious that we will have so many plants, the game will have to be named Plants. And why switching to the all-meat diet is going to actually help Plants vs. Zombies. So, vegans, they eat plants. They are actively harming Plants vs. Zombies 3 and its progress. So, by switching to an all-meat diet, I am single-handedly counterbalancing the entire vegan community from stopping the plants from defending the lawn. Now, you see, sometimes when you see zombies, sometimes you actually don't see zombies. In fact, it is your vegan neighbor named Jeff. And Jeff is like, dude, is that organic pea? And then they will go and eat your pea shooter and go, And the thing is, the plants won't attack Jeff because Jeff is actually still living. Now, you see, the plants are actually really smart. They're not going to actually shoot a human with the pea pod. But, it's like, that's quite unreasonable and quite ridiculous. They are quite intelligent beings. It's like, what is it? I sent pea shooter to Harvard. I did send pea shooter to Harvard. I helped all of them actually get a college degree. I was really, really unsure about Squash for a little bit, but then they went to MIT for an engineering degree. And I was actually quite surprised. I'm actually really proud for Squash for sticking through the degree at MIT. It was quite difficult. But Jeff, they won't stop him. They're like, I understand the state of the world. I understand that this is cruel for myself, but my self-sacrifice is for the humanity to survive. And it was quite a tragic shot. I really do miss pea shooter. It's like, I'm a father to many pea shooters, and I mean, it's tough. I mean, you can't really do much about it. That's just the world. And what I would really do is, by switching to an all-meat diet, I will finally be able to protect my lawn from Jeff, because he will be so repulsed by my all-meat diet that he will never, ever want to step foot on this lawn, allowing me to plant as many plants as possible. Not only that, we will secure Plants vs. Zombies 3 as Game of the Year, without a doubt Game of the Year, if Jeff is not allowed onto the lawn. Jeff would be prevented from ever stepping onto this lawn, and it will be, let's just say, the gameplay will be astounding. You're about to see some of the best tower defense gameplay you've ever seen if Jeff is not allowed on there. Now, the reason why people were disappointed with PVC originally was because Jeff was allowed onto Plants vs. Zombies 3, and he just caused a big, just all over the floor. Like, that was all Jeff. And because he started eating so many plants, EA had to actually replace them with actually stinkier, poopier plants, and it just became a whole mess. I was very disappointed because I mean, I don't really have to say that. It's like, I'm really disappointed for plants and what they have to go through, and it's just an absolute shame that we're in a society that really just does not value plants, especially college-educated plants, by the way, and their accomplishments, and instead is just willing to sacrifice them to the lambs. And it's just, I mean, it's just hard. I know this pitch won't exactly secure Plants vs. Zombies in my name, but I think, and I hope, that at least EA will hear this and consider my request for being the owner of Plants vs. Zombies. I will protect our plants, and I will make Plants vs. Zombies 3 a secure space for plants, and not only plants, the continued development of plants and their tower defense strategies into the future. Now, thank you everyone for coming to my